I did not want to have this long conversation. Ki, what if we do this? What if we do that? Ye change kare, wo change kare. And she thought I was throwing a lot of.
I just thought he was arrogant because I was like, oh, that's so typical actor behavior. Like, you know, boys just thinks like, yeah, and he's a good-looking guy. So I said, I'm sure he's like always like with random girls.
So we'd had multiple fights in the beginning because our mindset were very different. We come from very different backgrounds. So I wouldn't understand her that much like I do right now. So she would fight with me and she would yell at me, make me understand where I've gone wrong, and I was. And I was like, tu lad le, jhagad le, jo karna hai kar le. But you're coming here.
So I'm like lying down and I'm watching and I'm crying and I'm crying and
I'm behind her.
And he's sitting behind me, and then the last video was his and he's like...
I'll say exactly. I said, I have a lot of things that I want to say, but I don't have the words. So in the video this is happening. I said, so why don't you just turn around?
And I'm confused, like, I'm like, what? And I turn around and he was sitting with a ring.
I did not have an idea about my outfit, what I wanted to wear. I've gone to Manish and I said, Manish, do it. Do what you want. I have no idea and I have no reservations. Like, zero plannings. I just said I want to have a good time. I just want to have people that care about me and I care about. I just want those kind of people around me.
And suddenly the song started playing and I didn't know what's happening because I was just a little flustered, and she turns around and she says, Didi, hear the voice, it's Adi. And she's crying.
Yeah, I saw.
And that's when my face changes because I'm like, I start listening. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Adi. And I just couldn't stop crying till I reached the mandap. I was just crying, just crying.
Actually, they set the bar really high when they got married. Or should I say, so high that most girls I meet have told me that हमारे boyfriend ने अगर मेरी शादी में गाना नहीं गाया तो हम शादी नहीं करेंगे. And this is how I'm going to introduce two guests who are joining me tonight for the next episode of Chemistry 101. Thank you for doing this, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Anushka Ranjan and Aditya Seal joins us for this episode only on Bollywood Bubble. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Because I have to tell you that, I have to tell them actually that you guys have been super kind, super responsive, and fatafat hua hai ye. And
Quite unlike me.
No, but you have always been responsive to me. I'm shocked when I hear that he's not responsive.
I'm not at all.
As a human being.
As a human being.
Yeah,
oh.
like in general.
Yeah.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that. You know now that I'm going to support her throughout the conversation before
Bring
your fans.
it on. Bring it
Abhi
on.
1 घंटे पहले
Like,
why are you doing this?
He's like, I can take on this fight solo. I don't need anybody. No
I
reinforcements.
lose to her now. Both of them, I'm definitely losing.
But I'm a lot like her. But I want to know what was the first meeting like? Do you remember the first meeting?
Absolutely.
And did sparks fly in the first meeting?
I think my sparks flew the first time I saw his photo.
Which is when?
On Instagram, I saw his photo, and you know, that time you could see who you're following, what they are doing. So I used to love seeing what people are up to. So I used to see one of my people, like who I used to follow, or who she kept liking a boy's picture. And through her, I always found boys, because she used to keep liking random boys. So I'm like, ye aaj kaun hai, ye aaj kaun hai. So I used to be like, acha, this one also exists in the world, this one also exists. So then it came to...
those notifications that this one liked, this one's picture.
I loved it.
That saved my life.
And it used to be funny because I used to sit and just go through who all she is following and liking, because I'm like, 100% chance mar rahi hu in pe. So I used to just love seeing all this. Anyway, so I saw his photo and I'm like, oh my god, please don't tell me she's talking to him because he's so cute. Yeah, like, no, this can't happen. And I just kept seeing her like the photos. So then I started seeing his pictures and I was like, oh my god, he's so cute. Like, who is this boy? And you know, just started like stalking him a little bit. And he has these shirtless pictures eating a pizza. And I was like, yeah, this is amazing. So I think that was my first encounter of him.
And what was your first encounter?
Virtually.
This picture.
Our first encounter was when we actually met. This was you were having your Beti
fashion
charity
which is
walk.
our NGO.
Yeah, I know.
So they were having a walk for that, and I was invited by a common friend, which is Rahul Jangiani, the photographer. And he said, would you...
Jangu still doesn't know he's the cute
doesn't
in
know it.
this.
He doesn't know it
At
yet.
the wedding, he's told me, I said, Jangu, you know now this is happening because of you. He's like, what? Huh?
I said, yeah.
Really?
Happened
And I'm
because
like,
of you.
He's a little clueless anyway.
He's
Yeah,
so
he's very
clueless.
clueless. Right.
So I said, thanks to you because you got him there and whatever. You know, like to an extent, what had happened is I really was trying to meet him. So I was doing the whole thing at that point. Usually my mom supervises everything. This year she's like, you know what, you handle all of it. So I have actually messaged a co-star of his, who I won't mention, to
There are-
invite.
I want to
Oh,
know.
I know.
I want
no,
to
no,
know.
no, no,
No.
no, no.
Which co-star? Why aren't you mentioning is the point?
No.
Tell her
Some
you-
co-star.
Okay.
I messaged the
Guy or
person.
girl?
That also I won't say.
Acha.
I messaged that person and I said that, oh, we would like to invite you for this event. Hoping they reply and I can be like, Are call Aditya Seal also.
But खुद ही बुला लेते ना.
But like,
We have no common circle. We have
I
no
didn't
connection
know
with
who
each
he was.
other.
And I was like, I don't want to drop in an Instagram message, a little more professional.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. So the person never responded. So I was like, shucks, I don't know what to do. And literally 2 days later, Rahul messaged me. By the way, Aditya Seal is confirmed.
Yeah.
And I was like, this was just meant to be.
Yeah, you manifested it.
I manifested
Yeah,
it. There's
big
a lot I manifest in life. Half the stuff doesn't happen, but this one, which is the most important, has happened. So I'm like, chalo, somewhere's working.
So what was the first encounter like? Like, did you know that you're meeting her?
No. So I just knew that Rahul Jangiani ने मुझे बोला है मुझे यहाँ पहुँचना है. It's gonna be a fashion walk, so I'm gonna be there. And I did not do my costume trials earlier, so I was supposed to get there before time. And I was the first one over there. And I see in one of the ballrooms, she was sitting there with a bunch of 2-3 girls and.
But sorry, I'll just interrupt you. So they told me Aditya has arrived for his fitting. So I thought Aditya Narayan, and he's a friend of mine.
He was also.
He was also there. So I'm walking, okay, I'm going to meet Narayan, and suddenly I saw him. I'm like, my God. And I've gone to. Awkwardly, he's walked towards me. Awkwardly, I walked towards him. I was wearing like some cape kind of thing.
Yeah.
So when he tried to hug me, his hand kept getting stuck over here. So I was like, what do this? How do I do this?
This is a really weird first encounter, but
Yeah.
quite funny.
Yeah, it
Our
was.
life has only been like this.
Yeah, it's been very weird, very stupid.
We are stupid
No, it's
people.
nice.
Stupid
It's
people.
nice.
Yeah.
If you can't be stupid in love, then it's not
We are
love.
very
That's
We are
just-
very stupid like that. Extremely. I won't even lie. There's no cover up there.
Yeah, you were saying.
So anyway, so now I've gotten there earlier to do my costume trials, and I see her sitting with a bunch of 2-3 people, and we introduce, we meet, Yevo. She's like, okay, this is gonna be your outfit. Why don't you try it? So I've gone there. I'm trying my outfit, and I've come out, and I felt this girl is really, really cool. All right, wearing her glasses and this and that, and wearing whatever she was wearing, and I said, ये बहुत cool है. यहाँ पे थोड़ा मैं दूर रहता हूँ because I didn't want to have too much of conversation. Like I told you that I'm very reserved when I'm speaking. So I've come out and I'm wearing what I am, and she's saying, so what do you feel? And I said, if it's good for you, it's good for me, because I did not want to have this long conversation. Ki, what if we do this? What if we do that? Ye change kare, wo change kare. And she thought I was throwing a lot of.
I just thought he was
attitude
arrogant
towards
because
her.
I was like,
God.
oh, that's so typical actor behavior. Like, boys just thinks like, yeah, and he's a good looking guy. So I said, I'm sure he's like always like with random girls, and he's just like, otherwise he's partying, otherwise he's working. You know how actor boys can be sometimes,
Most times.
I'm
most
the exact
times.
opposite.
So
Yeah,
I was
you are,
so
you are.
obviously
He's
look,
quite grounded.
Before this, also my sister told me, she's like, Didi, your luck is so bad that there's a very high possibility he'll start dating me, but he won't even look at you. Because I was single for so long, and literally it's like, my sister's laughing at me, she's like, how bad is your luck? Like, you are getting nobody to talk to.
But the conversation ended there.
No.
Then we chatted a lot.
Then we were inseparable throughout the event.
But he didn't speak much. So it was me speaking and him just listening.
Which was the case for at least good 2-3 months.
4 months.
There you go, 4 months. That she would chat, she would make all the plans. I would go and meet her because I wanted to, but I did not know what to speak to her. So for me, it was very convenient that she'll do the talking, I'll do the listening. And at times I'll just be like, okay, good. So that was my thing.
Too good.
Fab.
Too good, yeah.
So when did you who broke the ice? When did you just realize that, okay, I should, first date, approaching for the first date, when did you just do that?
I don't think we ever had a first date.
No, we didn't have a first date.
We started dating in 4 months, but we met almost every night.
Lovely.
We used to hang out for hours, just chat.
Hours.
Like 4
Literally
hours, 5
3-4
hours.
We just together, just
Chatting.
talking. Basically her talking, me listening.
Yeah, so I think I gave him my full life का history कि मैं कहाँ से हूँ, कहाँ पैदा हुई, कितना कहाँ पढ़ी, क्या exam में मिला. Like literally everything I told him by then, and he was just very aloof.
And by in the end of the night, we would just be like, okay, bye.
He would give me
Side
this
hug.
awkward side hug. Like I'm like, yeah.
Every time that I would leave from there, I'd be like, should have just made a move.
When did you make the move then? Did you or did you?
I did. Needed some liquid courage.
Chai coffee.
Chai coffee. Chai coffee.
Yeah, chai coffee. And then immediately the next day I left for Goa without her.
But he was very cute. He was going with his friends throughout,
Yeah.
but he kept texting and he kept keeping in touch. He kept sending pictures
He's
from
so
where
nice,
he was.
yeah.
He's lovely. So, you know, he was just sending me pictures wherever he was going and just like keeping in touch. And I really respected that. I don't know. So he was way more sure about marriage and wanting to.
Oh, like really, like from
Yeah,
the time
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys
3
dated.
months into the relationship, I knew it.
3 months
Wow.
into it, he told my girlfriend that I wanted to propose to her. on
Which
this-
girlfriend? Now names.
No, this is
We
my
know
friend
all
of
your
mine who lives in
girlfriends.
London,
Acha,
Sabina.
okay.
Like, no, you wouldn't know her, but very close friend of mine. She used to live in Bombay. Now she's moved back home from where she was in London. So we went to London for New Year's, and he apparently
3 months into the
Three
October we
months
started
into it.
dating, and now this is December.
And literally, my girlfriend is like, "Listen, are you sure you want to take a trip with him? Are you sure?" I said, "I think I'm sure, but I also want to come meet you. So let's do it. Like, you know, you'll be around and whatever,
Yeah.
so it'll be fine." And he went and told her, I guess, at some point during the trip that
Yeah.
I wanted to propose to her. And she came and told me that I think on New Year's night or something after. And she's like, "Bro, this is really serious. And what do you feel?" And you know, she's very Firangi in her thought. So you know how they don't say "I love you" for months and months, and hum log to "I love you" ऐसे फेंकते रहते हैं हर जगह. So she's like, "Bro, it's a really big deal that he said this." And I'm like, "I hope you said don't do it. Like, don't propose."
She discouraged me, and how?
Yeah, because
Really? What did she say?
She's like, "Are you mad? It's been 3 months. Are you mad? What are you thinking?" I said, "Sabina, I wasn't
You're
thinking."
mocking her accent.
She speaks like that.
No,
She's
she
English.
speaks- she's-
Yeah. I said, "Sabina, I wasn't thinking, but now you're making me think, and it's not a good idea. It's been 3 months. I'll hold back, but I know for a fact this is it."
And he would just keep dropping hints, and I was like, no, what marriage and all that? Like, I'm not ready for it. And I've always pictured myself being this lonely old woman with lots of dogs and like lots of wine. So I'm
You
like,
are my soul sister.
These were her words. These were
Yeah, it's
absolutely
like-
her words.
I said this when I was
These are my
20.
words right now. I hope I also end up
Yeah, it will.
the way you have.
At 20, I used to say this. I'm going to
And
end up with.
she used to tell me all these things, and I'm like, what is wrong with this girl? I said, why
शादी
do you
करना
not-
चाहता हूँ.
I said, even if not that, at least properly date me. Let's see where it goes. I'm not even saying I know that I want this. We'll see where it goes, but at least be open to the idea of someone being serious for you, wanting to be with you. And she's like, no, I don't think this can happen. I said, ये कितनी dramatic है.
मतलब बोल दिया कि this is not going to
Yeah,
happen.
I was like, I've not. And dramatic, matlab, I come from a filmy background. What do I
She
do?
was-
My whole
I said,
life is a
what is this
film.
drama? I said, is this normal or is this normal? So I couldn't understand her at all.
He is too normal, and I don't know normalcy like this. I know chaos as normal.
And did you ever get disheartened? Like, did you feel like,
No.
what if I don't end up with her? What if she doesn't?
So we'd had multiple fights in the beginning because our mindset were very different. We come from very different backgrounds. So I wouldn't understand her that much like I do right now. So she would fight with me and she would yell at me, make me understand where I've gone wrong, and I was. And I was like, "Tu lad le, jhagad le, jo karna hai kar le. But you're coming here. But you're not going anywhere." So I never took those fights very seriously. I said,
I
"Fight all you want."
piss me off. I'm like, you are not taking me seriously. You just think I'm like screaming, and there's like just white noise for him. He would just not register anything. I would
I
say.
said, "Say what you want, but you're not going anywhere." I know for a fact.
No, so I always thought that, I mean, I even till like a few weeks before the wedding, he's like, hey, I need to keep someone there that in case you run away from the manda. And he was
I told her
very,
sister, I said, "Can't you have to be there? Because I know she'll run."
like, that's even till the wedding. So I'm talking about like till 2 months ago. Because that was just not my space, like my mind space. But I was like, if there is ever anyone who I feel
like spending the
my life
yeah,
with would
yeah.
be him. Not even someone like him, it would be him.
When you decided like ki acha, this is the person I want to get married to, always you know, when you have previous relationships, you learn and there is a certain baggage. Did you guys carry any of it? Like when you say that I want to get married to, was it also stemming from a previous relationship baggage? Was it stemming from a previous relationship baggage?
I guess, yeah, for me, because I've had unfaithful partners, and for me, then that became like a norm. And the thing was that if you ever saw me with anybody that I was seeing before, you'd be like, this guy can't see beyond this woman. Like, he's that in love and that obsessed. So for me, when he showed me that love, and I was like, okay, you know what? Unfortunately, I've seen that before, but I know what it ended up like. So I was like, I don't want to lose what we have, because I feel like it could happen, because it has happened. You know, it was not like I was in bad relationships. I was in great relationships with good people.
It did get
But it
quite
did,
difficult,
yeah. So I was like, oh, that happens also. So I was like, I can't. You know how you just take it for granted? He's obsessed with me. He'll never do that. I said, वो नहीं हो सकता.
Imagine that is what I had to fight.
That I'm like,
to
he said,
fight
I'm
the
so
past.
good. You have a problem
But
with
yeah,
that.
that is difficult for him.
It
Yeah,
is. It
I'm
is.
switching water because I need some more.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can get some.
That's
more.
fine.
But how was it? Was it difficult? And did you have any previous baggage of your own?
I've had relationships in the past. All of them have not been good, some of them, but that did not affect anything
How
to
you
do with
were.
her.
Because he's very easy breezy like that.
But how many times did you fight?
A lot.
I want to know.
Initially, we fought a lot.
A lot.
No, but was there ever a phone call like, I'm done with this?
Yeah.
A lot of times.
How many times did you break up? ऐसे just
8-10 times easy?
हाँ होगा.
Huh.
I
ऐसे
think ऐसे. Because we've had some fight or something. And most of them, he only used to irritate me. That's
Yeah.
the thing. He's very irritating as a person.
Doesn't
He's
come
very
across.
irritating.
In what way? How did you irritate her?
What did I do to you?
Yeah, I
Just
was
say to
wondering.
the world now.
He basically sometimes used to take me for granted. So that used to upset me a lot, and I used to get very irritated with that. And I was like, don't do that, you know, like I feel like you don't listen. Because he has such an easy breezy attitude. It's always like, I'm like, you're not listening. You need to listen so you absorb what I'm saying so it won't happen again. And he wouldn't do that. And then he'll just be like all lover boy and sweet and nice. And I'm like, I don't have an issue with that. I'm talking about the other aspect of life. Like when we grow up, what do we do when we grow up? You know, so grow up. And yeah, I think initially.
It was more of that.
And then he was like,
You've never had
I don't
fights?
think he trusted me initially.
Yeah,
He
did
just
not. I
did.
had issues with that.
Because I have a lot of guy friends and I'm very
Yeah.
flamboyant and I'm very,
Very
out there.
flamboyant, yeah.
So he was just not comfortable with my. And I'm like, listen, this is just my public persona. I'm a different person when I'm personally involved with somebody.
But
So-
did you ever speak to her about it? Like, did you genuinely have an issue?
Yes, of course I spoke
Like, you are
to
a
her about
possessive boyfriend.
it. I used to be. I was very possessive. It used to bother me a lot. That was one of the causes we've had fights. But it took me time to understand that this is who she is. It took her time to make me comfortable in that aspect of her life as well. Because there would be some old exes of her who would be friends now and genuinely friends, and I would be around over there. So I said, how is this even normal? I don't have any exes around me. How is this even normal? But
very normal.
they're actually friends. So it took me some time to understand that, and after that I've never had problems trusting. I said, okay, this is who she is. If she has her exes in front of me, it's better than not having them around.
Yeah,
because
absolutely.
yeah,
I'm an open book.
yeah,
Yeah.
I know what the equation is because it's right in front
Yeah,
of me. Then
yeah, absolutely. But when did you finally think of the proposal? Because it was 3 months into the relationship. At that time, you got discouraged.
Yeah.
When did you do it, and how did you do it? Like, did you plan it?
It was the best. It was so sweet.
which the one in
Paris.
There are so many.
No.
oh
There was one very sweet one we had when we were again somehow in London only. He was shooting there, so I'd gone to meet him. And we just said we are married. Today we are done.
oh yeah,
This is what it is now.
this is what it is.
It doesn't matter if you do it officially or nothing. From today, our relationship is that sacred to us that it's something that we bind ourselves. We don't need something to bind it.
Yeah.
Because he just makes me really happy. But the final time that he actually
No
proposed...
wait, when did I give you? Was London the time I gave you the kada?
Kada, yeah. He used to wear one kada, so he gave me that.
I said I don't have a ring right now, so because it's circular. I said this is the ring, so I gave her my kada.
Yeah.
This is which year?
This was a year into us seeing each other.
Probably.
Probably about a year.
So 2018, 2018,
Huh,
2019.
2018.
2018.
And then in 2019 for my birthday, we went to Paris, and I had no clue about all of this. So we went out for my birthday. So he booked a very nice lounge, fun space and everything, and we went there. We went out over there, and then when we came back, I went to change or whatever, and I came back, and then my gifts were laid out, which was like a jacket with my I had a dog called Buster. So Buster was hand painted. On the back of the jacket and on the front was me and Miha, who's my
A new dog.
current baby.
dog.
So that was there, and I started crying, and I was like, "This is so sweet." And then he made me a video.
Yeah, I made you shoes also.
Oh yeah, he made me shoes with Buster.
You painted them?
No, he got it.
Got it done. I'm not
custom
that
made.
artistic.
I'm like, you're raising the bar really high.
No, I'm not that artistic.
So he gave that, and then then he showed me his iPad, and he's like, "Oh, I made you a video." And by then at that point, he had not met anyone in my family, like my extended family. He had met my parents, obviously, but my extended family lives in Delhi and LA and everywhere. He managed to get everybody on camera to say something for me. So I'm crying.
It started with my niece who loves her. And she's
Yeah.
like, "Hi Nishka, happy birthday, I love you." And then it went on to all the friends speaking
All
a
our
few
friends,
things.
my friends, all my uncles and aunts, and I was like, that's so sweet because he made the effort to
Effort,
involve
yeah.
my uncles and
That is
aunts,
what
like
matters.
friends. Chalo, of course he knows. So I'm like lying down and I'm watching it, I'm crying and I'm crying and
I'm behind her.
And he's sitting behind me, and then the last video was his, and he's like,
I'll say exactly. I said, I have a lot of things that I want to say, but I don't have the words. So in the video, this is happening. I said, so why don't you just turn around?
and I'm confused, like I'm like, what? And I turn around and he's sitting with a ring.
How sweet.
And he's like, I promise, and he's crying, and I'm like, you promise what? And I'm howling, and I'm like,
Full-on howling
I was
session.
so emotional, and then I was crying, so my nose got blocked, so I was like, one,
Tissues.
I've gone to the bathroom, what are you saying? And he's like, it was a promise ring, and he's like, I promise to keep you happy, I promise to do this. And then the next day we got up and we went to Disneyland.
Yeah.
So it was like
her birthday day.
the most perfect birthday for me, because the previous night I had a very nice meal. This
we
happened.
we had a nice dinner on the river.
Yeah, and then we went to Disneyland, and then we had like a river. We had the dinner on the cruise on the river, where you could see the Eiffel Tower like shining.
everything.
So it was like literally what you saw in movies. Like
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Dreamy.
It was so dreamy. Like, and it was the perfect location. And however cliche it sounds, I don't care. It was fab for
Please,
me,
everything.
so I don't care.
Some cliches are classic.
Yeah,
Yep,
it was a classic
absolutely.
cliche.
The
It
palace
was
is
so
definitely it.
sweet. Like, it was just so sweet. So next day, my sister and mom called me on FaceTime. Like, look at this and all.
So they also didn't know that you're doing it. Like,
Nobody
how
knew.
long did you take to plan this?
It took me a while. I'm horrible in planning, so it took me definitely a while because my family knew it. Like my sister and my mother knew it. I went with my sister to design the ring properly because we thought that we would eventually get a tattoo which says infinity, like that design, that's the sign. So I got the promise ring made in that design and everything. So I got everything. So it was a process, and Paris was first time for me, so I had no idea what to book, where to take her, no idea. So I'm googling which is the best restaurant and what kind of cuisine, and I'm horrible at that. It's usually her.
Yeah, I plan everything from meals to outings to everything. So he had obviously one job was my birthday. I'm like, you have to plan that. So he did that, and then so I was in Disney. We were in Disneyland, and I was wearing those Minnie Mouse ears. And my mom and sister called, and I'm like, look at this, and they're like, can you grow up? Like literally, you just got proposed. And I've turned the camera to Adi, and he's wearing the Mickey Mouse ears. I said, we don't need to grow up. He's worse than I am. And literally, Kanchi's laughed, and she's like, you all deserve each other. Like you all deserve to be with each other.
So nice, but you definitely deserve each other. Genuinely, in the rightest way possible. When you decided to plan to get married, it's of course he wanted to get married 3 months into the relationship.
I don't know if I wanted to get married, but I wanted to propose for sure. I said, I just want you to know this is my intention towards you, and this is where we're headed, at least I am.
When did you finally discuss marriage, and when did you decide ki, November is the time, November 2021?
I think firstly after the the promise ring. So my dad didn't even know what was happening. So I came back, and it was my mom's birthday, and that's when she brought up the topic. And my father's, he never wanted me to get married. He was like, you will always be in the house with me. क्या जरूरत है शादी की? क्या चाहिए? घर है, पैसा है, गाड़ी है, क्या चाहिए? ऐसे इसके लिए लोग नहीं शादी करते. You know, so he's very this thing, and he was like, no, why are you going to get married? You're so young right now, this, that, whatever. So biggest fight was to convince him. And then we decided that, okay, his family will come over and meet and everything. So they were very sweetly saying, we should do a roka or something. क्या जरूरत है? पता हो गया ना, we met. अभी क्या जरूरत है?
तो रोका हुआ ही नहीं है?
नहीं, कभी नहीं हुआ है. Engagement भी नहीं हुई है.
Oh, engagement.
But yeah, at the Sangeet we just exchanged rings. Yeah. But it was not an engagement as such, it was just whatever. So he was like, discouraging us the whole time. So it was like a little bit thing, but that's when the conversation started. So we had actually decided to get married in 2020, December. But then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So that's why we pushed it by 1 year. And when things were a little calmer, and then when they started saying the third wave, we said, now if they allow 5 people or 500, we are getting it done in November.
So did you have an idea that this is how I want to get married? Because like I introduced you, I feel that song, initially it took me some time to realize that you've sung it when the video came out. Okay, I saw in the end, it's right in the end where
it says my name over there.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? Did he just sing this song?
Yeah.
And that song is like really popular because of you guys, I feel right now. Everybody's singing that song, and you have raised the bar quite high for all of us. So I want to know, did you? Yeah, but did you plan it? Did you have that idea ki, this is what I want to do?
No, absolutely not. I did not have an idea about my outfit, what I wanted to wear. I've gone to Manish and I said, Manish, do it. Do what you want. I have no idea and I have no reservations. Like, zero plannings. I just said I want to have a good time. I just want to have people that care about me and I care about. I just want those kind of people around me. Otherwise, there was nothing planned. I said I just want to have a good time and I just want her. That's all. Yeah.
He had the most fun.
He was loving it.
He was like, I saw that portion. He's like, he was only sharmawing.
Yeah, he was having a blast. Like, he was only smiling, and I'm doing my entry, and I didn't know what song was going to play. So that
you didn't have a clue. So you
no,
I didn't tell her. It was a surprise for her.
Oh,
he didn't. So
she had no idea.
I'm also not a fussy person, but my only thing was, chalo entry thodi mast honi chahiye. Like, everyone doing all these fancy entries, I also want. So at some point he's like, you know what, I'll handle it. So I said, okay. To the extent in the morning of the wedding, my sister's asking me that, listen, has he done something? I said, dude, that's your responsibility. Play something if I walk out. So I'm standing there and all my friends are around and Kanchi's like putting everyone in their rows and everything. Like I'll have to walk like this and like this. And suddenly the song started playing and I didn't know what's happening because I was just a little flustered, and she turns around and she says, Didi, hear the voice, it's Adi. And she's crying.
Yeah, I saw.
And that's when my face changes because I'm like, I start listening, I'm like, oh yeah, that's Adi. And I just couldn't stop crying till I reached the mandap. I was just crying. And I was smiling, like I can see my face hurts when I see my own face. Because I'm like, relax your face, bro. You're really smiling a lot.
Genuinely, I want to know that, did you get emotional at any point during the wedding?
No, I was, I think,
happy.
Extremely happy. It rained that day. Ours was in a hotel which was open. Yeah. That area was open. So as soon as we finished the entire rituals, we just went in to change the pagdi utarna, and it started pouring over there. So now everybody has come inside the hotel, and the entire reception was basically in the lobby, and we had opened up a few restaurants over there ki chalo kuch karte hain. But it bothered nobody. It didn't bother us. Everybody who was there said, Kerry, this is a blessing, this is a blessing. And I said, this is what I wanted. I didn't want anybody who would be cribbing about such a situation because it's not under our control.
Yeah.
These people are there because they love us and they care about us, and this did not bother them. I said, this is exactly what I wanted.
Did you plan your dances for the Sangeet? Like, did you make that effort or did you plan the dances?
No, we had a choreographer.
The competition हुआ था दोनों के बीच में कुछ ऐसा?
I had given up a long time ago.
You had given up? Why?
I said, I know for a fact कि मैं dance करूँगा, मैं ढंग का dance करूँगा. But her entire battalion was amazing. And there was this one sequence, one dance with her and all her girlfriends. And I'm going mad. I said, oh my God, this is firstly too sexy. All the women in there were so sexy. I said, no chance competing. I
so
said,
my girlfriends
guys, let's just go and have fun.
Were like doing like it was a lifetime of a performance of a lifetime.
Yeah.
They wanted to rehearse 24/7 and they're like, oh my God, these steps are so difficult. I said, excuse me, half of you are actors. You all better well know how to do this. And when Vani used to complain, I said, I thrash you. Do you even know what you dance like? You mad girl, just quietly do.
Yeah, she's complained about dancing.
Yes. It's too hard, I can't do and all, let's make it easy. I said, no, you will do it. Then after one song is over, guys, no more songs, huh? I said, there are 3, you all will do all 3. So like a teacher, I used to sit on all their heads and I'm like, guys, I'm really disappointed. And when we did the final performance, I'm like, this looks like an IFA performance. There was no good reason for you all to rehearse so much. It's the Sangeet. You all should have made more mess ups. And my boyfriends were like, meeting separately and doing dance practice without my knowledge, calling up the choreographer themselves and saying, "Acha, yahan aa jao, aaj hum yahan practice karenge." So everyone was so involved.
Yeah.
And mine was haywire. Absolutely. Only if I have my friends dancing today, 2 of them will land up. बाकी 4 5 6 किधर? अरे पता नहीं. अरे एक बोल रहा मैं बाद में आऊँगा. And I would get wired. I said, this is not how.
You
it's
start yelling at
supposed
them
to
on the
be.
group.
Yeah, full on yelling, and I gave them a very hard time. I said, we can't be so bad. I said, we can't be so bad. They're doing extremely well. थोड़ा बहुत इज्जत रखनी पड़ेगी हमें भी.
But you did dance at your wedding.
Of course,
You
I
are very
did.
good.
Of course, I did.
Of course he was.
Killed it.
Of course he
Of course, I
did.
did.
But you know, like you like planning your life in a certain way. How have you planned your life henceforth? Do you have a timeline like, oh, and I think you guys will be like he says, you're too cool, but you guys will be amazingly cool parents. Have you put a timeline to that, or has
No.
the family ever like said anything?
Not at all.
I think we want to enjoy this aspect of our lives a little bit more.
My thing is, be it life, be it anything, be it tomorrow, it's very unplanned for me, and that's how I like it. She plans a lot. My life, my career, everything is very unplanned, and I like to keep it like that. We'll see what tomorrow. I want to live for today. My biggest advice to her, so she worries a lot about tomorrow. कि हाँ कल ऐसा कर, हमें ये करना है, वो करना है. I said, forget about it. Today, be happy. That's all.
How sweet. On that note, we'll move on to a second segment where we'll give you a hamper, but you have to compete with each other.
Fab.
It's coming home now. That's all. She's winning. She's winning. What's coming home?
No, it's about fitness.
I'm telling you, she's
You
winning.
do have a chance. It's all about fitness.
No, that's also.
She's
only.
winning. She's winning, but it's coming home.
So we are back with Adi and Anushka for our next segment, which is called Fitness 101, presented by India Gate. So now, basically हमने chemistry 101 के बारे में तो बात कर लिया. अब fitness. I want to ask you कि ये मैं बोलूँगा नहीं कि क्या है. It's a competition between the two of you.
Okay.
You've claimed that you're going to lose, but I have a feeling that you're going to win. Because by the way, guys, जब हम लोग ये set कर रहे थे, तो अनुष्का ने इनको rice को मसाला बुलाया है.
In my defense, walking from them just in katoris full of things that look
But
like
you just
masala.
call them masala. How does this look like masala? Please tell me.
I'm
How
telling
is
you,
this
it looks like
masala?
jeera powder from there.
Oh, shit. Okay, these are.
Do you know what jeera powder looks like?
Yes, I cook just by them. Do you know what it looks like?
No.
You don't know how to cook?
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
I can make life-saving food. I can have eggs. I can make Maggie or a few things here and there. But
It's not life
Saving. Yeah, it is life saving.
It's
Life
life-saving.
people.
life-saving. No,
It's
I'm
called
just saying.
obesity
Yeah, but-
post Maggie.
अरे हाँ, but it's like apocalyptic times.
Yeah.
Maggie will say.
कुछ नहीं आया तो कुछ तो बना के खाए वैसा. But these are fit food. These are called superfoods. So before we begin, I want to know what do you think is this?
Brown rice.
All right.
Okay, this.
No idea.
You say first, huh?
White quinoa.
Okay. This is quinoa. You didn't know. I also have doubts. अब तो दोनों मुझे लग रहा है कि दोनों ही हारने वाले हैं.
Black rice, quinoa, flax seeds.
This is quinoa. This is quinoa.
This is red quinoa.
This chia seeds.
I have it every single. every single day.
बस कोई बना के खिलाता है तुम बनाते
She
नहीं हो
makes it for
इसीलिए.
मसाला बोलने के बाद इतना अच्छा परफॉर्मेंस.
Yes.
I'm like ये मैंने देखा हुआ है, but I don't know what it is, but I've seen this and
I eat
this is
anything
flax
and
seeds.
everything. I know everything about food.
You know, when you say eating clean, today we are at a point in life where health has become so important. Like you have to think about health,
Yeah.
and health and fitness is often like the most important thing is eating correct.
Yeah.
So, what are the alternatives that you use at home?
Everything's an alternative for.
Everything I use an alternative for.
She's left meat. Absolutely.
So I was a very
When
big
cooked,
non-veg eater. Like I really enjoyed non-veg. But about a year, a little over a year now, I one day just went cold turkey and I said no more for me. And because I started realizing that it was incorrect. The fact that
Yeah.
they said you need to have chicken for protein. Unfortunately, your meats are not as fresh as they used to be. They are all full of hormones. So that's just excessive hormones you're putting in your body. That's not going to be correct for you. Like even if I give you, it's like people are
I
getting.
hope I reach there someday soon.
Yeah,
I'm
it
getting
happens. It happens. It is the best. And you know, when you start. So, anyway, so I did that. I don't have normal atta ka roti anymore. I have bajra, nachni, ragi.
That even I do.
Sometimes I would like to have cauliflower rice, but I feel like cauliflower can make you a little bloated sometimes. So, I try to have red rice, but in portion control. Yes, I've started buying jackfruit because I've always liked the texture of mutton and chicken. But as I gave it up, I make jackfruit ka sabzi.
Yeah.
So there's so many alternatives you can
He's
have.
got he's gotten those alternate Meats also, vegan meats.
Yeah, vegan meats I got.
Yeah, she's got all that.
Plant-based salami, plant-based. So,
Yeah.
you know, it does have that texture and flavor and
Yeah.
smell, but it's plant-based. So he used to fall ill very often till about a year ago, constantly having some issues with his stomach, etc. Just like
Yeah.
weakness, feeling sick all the time. So I kind of helped him change his eating habits from, he would have a lot of biryani and just like outside food.
Every day.
Biryani every
biryani
day?
every day.
Every day.
Baapre, and still look like this?
Can you
what I'm saying, I
imagine?
don't
Can you
Wait.
please give me this body? Never mind, the game is not about what we just discussed. वो तो बहुत easy था, आसान सा था कि कौन सा क्या है, but since you know. So there'll be 5 situations. It's called Know Your Superfood. So now you know that this is flaxseed,
Yeah.
this is chia seeds,
seeds.
these are black rice, it's quinoa, and this is brown rice. So I'm going to give you like 1 line or 2 lines about a product. If you tell me which मैच द फॉलोइंग होता था ना बचपन में कि कौन सा किसका है, तो मैं आपको पहले नहीं बताऊंगा कि आंसर क्या है, हम भी याद रखेंगे, आप भी याद रखना कि पहला वाला जो ऑप्शन है वो क्या बोला था.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll see whose order matches.
How many questions are there? So I'll
5.
remember.
5.
That's why I'm not going to tell you, not till the end. Okay, whoever gets the maximum right wins. First one. This superfood has a low glycemic index that controls blood sugar levels, reduces diabetes by 32%, also contains high levels of magnesium, helps to prevent any kind of heart disease.
Chia.
I'll go for
Flaxseed.
Chia.
I'm going for
And you
chia.
said chia, okay. Flaxseed and chia, remember. Okay, the next one. Dash is a good source of dietary fiber and omega-3 fatty acids. The fiber is primarily found in its coat. It makes people less hungry and also helps in making platelets.
Quinoa.
You are also saying quinoa?
Yeah.
Okay. You first chose flaxseed.
Yeah,
but you are-
actually, can you repeat the question once?
Honey, done.
No.
Nahi,
Yeah.
it is
नहीं,
cheating.
you are
What is
saying-
repeating and
I
all?
repeating का क्या है? Repeating में उसको
Question
पता
is
थोड़ी
repeated.
चल.
How does it
No, you
matter?
can't change your answer.
No, you
Why
can.
can't I
He can.
change?
Of
No.
course,
What the hell?
he can change his answer.
I'm leaving. What is
Dash
this behavior?
is a puja.
I'm going for flaxseeds again. So I've messed up the first one, I'm sure, but I'm going for flaxseeds in this one.
Flaxseed.
Yeah, I'm not going
So
for.
the first one you said is
No, I said flaxseed and flaxseed again.
and
So
you
I've
said
messed
chia
up one.
and now you said quinoa.
Yeah.
Remember. The third one. Dash is a source of different antioxidants such as chlorogenic acid and caffeic acid, etc. It aids the digestive system.
I think flax seeds.
Flax seeds, okay. You?
I'm going for quinoa for this.
Quinoa.
Yeah.
Okay. So flaxseed,
Quinoa.
quinoa. You said
Chia.
chia, quinoa,
Quinoa,
flaxseed. Fourth one. Dash, often used as a substitute for rice. It is referred as a grain, but it is actually a seed. It is gluten-free and packed with protein, vitamins, and other nutrients. Used as an alternative.
Shit, that's quinoa. So then what was the previous one? What did I say quinoa for?
I go for quinoa in this.
दोनों ने quinoa बोला है. Quinoa.
No, she wants to change.
Chia seeds?
You can't change the previous
Okay, sorry,
one now.
sorry.
Yeah,
huh?
that you
Quinoa,
can't go
quinoa,
back to.
quinoa.
Yeah, तो तुम लोगों ने गलत बोला है. जहाँ जहाँ quinoa
Yeah.
बोला है गलत है. ये who knows if this is right also. Last one, huh? Dash has always seemed exotic. Contains high amounts of antioxidants, dietary fiber, minerals, and is known to be cancer fighting.
Red rice.
Okay.
Black rice, whatever.
Black rice.
Oh, it's black rice?
No, this is black rice. This is not red rice. That's what I
You
said.
said it's black rice.
No,
Did
I
you
said
say?
this is black rice. This is not red rice. That's what I said. I actually had that conversation before you guys came.
Don't catch his words. Answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
You have to answer any.
You sound. Can I copy hers? Because she
Yeah,
sounds
you
very
can
confident.
copy.
Black rice.
Black rice.
Yeah.
दोनों ने black rice बोला है.
Sounds very confident.
Okay. The first one, which is about the low glycemic index. So now results. What did Adi say? Adi said
Flax.
flaxseed,
And I said
and you
chia.
said chia seed. Both of you are wrong. It's brown rice. So 0-0. The next one is omega-3 fatty acids one. You said flaxseed again,
Yeah.
and you said
Quinoa.
quinoa. So you're of course wrong. Flaxseed is correct.
Yeah, I knew
so 1-0. Okay, the third one.
She cracked up. She's like, oh my god.
Chlorogenic acid, caffeic acid. He said quinoa, you said flaxseed. Quinoa, to of course, is not.
वो तो बाद में.
And flaxseed also nahi hai because it's chia seeds.
Oh
flaxseed
my
bhi ho gaya na.
god.
Okay.
Give me one.
Substitute for
I'm
rice.
vanilla.
Both of you said
Quinoa.
It's right.
So 2
So 1, 2.
and 2.
And black rice is the last one.
But
of
he
course.
copied my answer.
Oh, what to do?
Did I win?
Yes.
Did I just win?
3-2.
I hope you get the same quinoa for a gift and you have to cook it yourself and eat it.
No. I'm holding you to your word now. It's a double hamper. I'm getting double.
Yeah, I did say
Anusha
that.
won.
I know. I'm also equally shocked.
I just won.
Yeah, you did. You did.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting your winner. Somebody who doesn't cook at all.
Or eat all of this.
So much to all our surprise and utter shock.
Much to my own surprise.
Aditya has won this. So first of all, of course, let's just crown him the winning prince of this
Crown,
segment.
Chia crown.
But you know I love you a lot. So I've got India Gate hampers for both of you.
No.
I'm going to give it to you first.
Okay, yeah.
So health starter pack, and because I love you,
So?
this is for you.
Thank you
It's
very
got
much.
all the ingredients
It is heavy.
Yeah,
you
that's
know,
amazing.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited for this.
But thank you guys for doing this. It
Thank
is.
you for having us.
It was a lot of fun, and like I said, like I began saying that we live in a generation, we live in a time where love's meaning, the definition to love is changing every day, and I see a lot of people from my generation not believing in the institution of love anymore. But in that same time, when we see you, there is hope and belief that we will also find our love the way we want to, and that's what matters. And if you can give hope and belief to that generation, it says a lot.
Thank you so
thank
much.
you for
Thank
doing
you.
this.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Anushka Ranjan,
Hi, I'm Aditya Seal.
and you're watching us on Bollywood, Bubble.